Let's say you're a beginner and you're looking at vehicles that you want to grind and blitz, right? You don't want to grind a heavy because you think they're boring. You want to go for a medium. There's obviously some great mediums out there. T22, probably one of the best, but it's a collector and I wouldn't recommend as a new player to immediately go out and buy a tank. So if you're not going to buy a tank, what else do we have? Well, we got vehicles like the E50M and the STB1. These are both great. One has got depression and amazing hull down capabilities, but not amazing if you're a beginner due to the fact it's not the highest on the DPM or accuracy scale. And while I do think the E50M is a really, really dangerous tank, at the end of the day, a lot of people over-aggress, get themselves caught in the open, and die. So I don't think the E50M is an amazing beginner vehicle either. But a tank I do think is a really good beginner vehicle is the Progetto 65. First of all, it's one of the only autoloader style mediums on the tech tree. The only other ones we really have are the Murat, which is definitely not a beginner tank, and the TVP, which is probably one of the worst beginner vehicles in Tier 10. So the Progetto is unlike those two tanks in the fact that this one's pretty easy to drive. It's got a 3-shell, 350 damage per shot, 3-second intra-clip gun. And not only that, it's got pretty good levels of accuracy due to the combat stabilization it features, especially paired with Refined Guns buff. It has really good armor on the hull, way more than it should have. It gets really goofy bounces because of that. And the best part is that this vehicle has pretty solid DPM for an auto-reloader. Now, you have the most DPM on your first shell, but it's not bad damage per minute on any of the shots, which is nice. It means that even if you dump your clip, you're not going to be too heavily punished for doing so. You'll still have 2,500 DPM on single shot, which is more than enough. So we're going to use that 56 kilometer per hour top speed, and we're going to head all the way over here. And we've got the enemy 6 spotted already. All right, and there you go. Nice 362 into his vehicle, and we got the VK90. Nice 323, and we got the 6. That right there, what you just watched, was 1,045 damage. Could I have done that in an E50? No way. There is no way I could have done that much damage in an E50. And because we can see the E6 is looking over here, all I have to do is simply reload. Wait a little bit. There you go. And reload a teeny bit longer. 2 and 5B over pokes. We get a nice shell into his track wheel. And we get another nice shell into his track wheel, and we get another nice shell into his track wheel. So we waited for my clip to reload. Just like that, I'm now up to 2,000 damage. Again, could an E50 have done that? I don't think so. I really don't. Obviously, the E50 does get away with a lot of aggressive plays. It has DPM. It has a lot of things you want in a medium. But it definitely does not have what I just did. Like, that is a different scale of damage output. So we have the enemy 121 over here, and I'm just going to poke, get a nice 370 damage shell. The 121 probably doesn't even have the gun depression to hit me on, ironically. That shell was just unfortunate, but that's fine. We'll just aim it on the 121's lower plate. Get a 366. E6 is already dead. We're up to 2,700 damage, and we are at 1,600 assisted for tracking the enemy. So now we simply reload once again. We have the 50B, who's going to probably be nuked by the 183. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother. We're just going to head for the Bashation. So we now have our clip loaded once again. And let's see what we can do here. So there's the Bashation. 4 shell misses. That's rather unfortunate, but not that big of a deal. There you go. 379 into that player. Oh, okay. 183 just nuked that Bashation. That's pretty hilarious. It sucks because I just lost out on what could have been a potential 600 to 700 damage, but we still did 3,100. We assisted 1,600. That's 4,800 damage combined, and a great example of why the Progetto is so good. Like, the tank just doesn't really have a situation where it sucks, right? And this is why I love the tank. I think for a beginner, an auto reloader is always a good option because, first of all, you learn when to dump and when not to dump your clip, right? If you're stupid and let's pretend there's a, I don't know, 1,500 health tank in front of you. It's a 1-2-1. And let's say you decide to dump your clip into the 1-2-1. Now, if you do that, now the 1-2-1 has the ability to shoot you and you have your lowest DPM and you could possibly die. But if you play it smart, the way I like to use my Progetto is if I see a tank that could rush me, I will bring it down on health when I can to 1,050. Once you've done that, now they're a potential 1 clip, right? So the enemy Sheridan, if I manage to shoot that player down to 1,050 health, that means at any point in the game, if I have the ability to rush that player, I can then kill it in 1 clip. And that is hugely effective, right? When you think about it, it's super, super helpful. So you always got to think of what are the best plays to make to help you live longer. And constantly dumping your clip might not always be the best play because it lowers your effective DPM and it means you're less scary to the enemy. But the great thing about an auto reloader, unlike an auto loader, is it's very hard to count shells. Because, you know, I can shoot, and you won't know how many shots I fired until you've possibly rushed me and then made a big mistake. So we have the 183, which I'm so close to being able to hit, but... Oh, that shell was so close. I'm not going to fire that one. We'll just wait. Let's see, is it 183? No, not able to hit him. Oh well. I mean, we can see our WZ-120 committed suicide, and that's why I didn't support him. I knew that something was going to happen with my team not knowing what they were doing. Our whole team's camping here, and I'm not going to be the one to go find out. Ah, there it is. Yep. This is exactly what I was worried about, though, because my team didn't want to go to the medium flank. I'm the one who gets punished, as usual, because I am the medium. Our heavies didn't want to go to the heavy side. Our 120 killed himself immediately, and this is about as bad of a situation as you can get stuck in. They have a camping 907. They have a camping Sheridan. It's pretty tragic, but let's aim it on that 907. First shell misses, and there you go. 310 into the 907, and boom. Even though both low-rolled, we still did 600 damage there. That's the same damage as a tank destroyer. More than a grill would have dealt. That's a lot. And again, all we have to do here is reload my clip, slowly but surely, and we'll have shells to be able to hit the enemy with. So we have the K91, who appears to be nuking our teammate. Worried about that Sheridan, but we'll see. We will indeed see. There's the Contracaro. Let's see, is that K91 going to cross? There you go, 335. There you go, 334. And that's, again, a pretty solid amount of damage there. That's another 600 to our tally. Not sure what the heck our 50B is doing, but... Ah, yes. He doesn't know how to reload his clips, so he's shooting his shells. That's not a very good sign. Well, the Contracar is flanking on the other side, and I need to try and help out my teammate here. So we have the AMX. There's a 320. And there's a 327. Let's get that final shell. Boom. That saves our VK90, who is going to get the clear on that AMX. As I said, I have to support my heavies because my heavies don't want to support my heavies. So at this point, we've done a decent amount of damage. We've bled out a solid amount of players. Now we're going to push off to the side here, and we're going to see if we can help out this VK90. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's push over here. 907 still camping in the back, hoping I'm not spotted. Let's push over here. There you go. 438. And... oh, that was really, really tragic there. It's alright, though. Get a nice 315. And even though this player shoots me, at this point, 50B is going to kill him, and dead. So we still have 1,000 health left. The Sheridan is low. The 907 is a 6 health one-shot. And that means at this point, we're doing pretty good, actually. There you go. Nice shell into the Sheridan once, and a second shell. That right there is 700 HP taken off that Sheridan. That's more damage to that Sheridan than that player can roll me, even with a single penning 150mm shot. And again, we just reload the clip here. In a couple seconds, we'll have our shells back, put on my speed boost, and that Sheridan's going to have a very hard time dealing with me. Now, the 183 is in the back, and we know that. So, realistically, I think the best play to make is to ignore the Sheridan. Ooh, actually, we did spot that player, but I have to be super, super cautious due to that 183. So right now, we're just going to chill here, and we'll see what we can do. I'm not going to cross that, not if the 183 is there. We're going to move over this way. That's a lot safer. And then we can push low. There you go. 183 is spotted, and that's exactly why you have to play careful sometimes. Am I spotted from poking that? Indeed I am. Sheridan's still in that bush. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. I can't spot the Sheridan. It's a light tank. It's a cringe light tank that can overmatch my armor. So there's really nothing I can do in that situation. But let's hope our VK90 gets the clear onto that player. We're going to move over here, and we'll see what we can do. There's the Sheridan. Sheridan misses. There's one shell into that player. Ah, we love the 183, don't we now? We truly do. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim it on the Sheridan and get another nice 398 into that player. Come on, send me. Do it. Yeah, that's what I thought. El Bozo. Bro thought he could get away with it and wasn't able to. I should have been a little bit more conscientious about that 183. That's on me, but it's alright. I wonder if our full health 50B is going to do anything this game. That would be only slightly helpful. Is the 183 going to try and YOLO? Honestly, I don't really care if he does. The VK90's got plenty of health, and we're chilling here. So, let's see. 183 shoots, and that gives me the ability to push up, get a nice 315, and another shot. Unfortunately, the Sheridan clears our teammate. I wonder if our 50B will do anything, guys. Make your bets. I don't think so. Alright, let's move over here. There's the Sheridan. This 50B is going to give me a brain aneurysm, bro. Like, actually, I might die because of this 50B. I'm not worried about the Sheridan. I'm worried about the 907. Oh, there it is. Thank God. This 50B, bro. Most useless teammate. Like, holy. Imagine being full health and just sitting there and doing nothing the entire game. That is just tragic. Tragic. But we did 5,100 damage, and we won. And again, it's such a good example of the Progetto. Could I have done this game in a single shot? I don't know. I really don't know. I helped my VK90 out a huge amount with that AMX that rushed him. I was able to do a lot. And I'm very happy that I didn't go to medium side because my 46% WZ who decided to YOLO down center road and kill himself was not a helpful teammate. Even if I had gone to medium side and that player had gone with me, from the play they made there, they were not going to help me. So I think that's as simple as it is. Either way, let me know what you guys think. But I think this is a great beginner vehicle, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.